interesting thing about our brain is that it does a lot of things at the same time. And you know, you really just can't keep all those things in your mind at once, and you really don't even try. But it's like if you thought, okay, here's something I'm doing, and here's something I'm doing, and here's something I'm doing, and you know, basically we mostly just pay attention to one or two of them at a time. And we're always bringing some of them into our mind and moving some of them out of our mind, really without thinking about it. We do it just automatically. When people are traumatized, when they are hurt, when they are experience negative emotional states that they can't escape, they tend to have interference in the natural integration of the selves. So just to start for a second, when you're born, you're automatically making selves to deal with everything around you. You make a self for your mother, a self for your father, a self for moving, a self for eating, a self for sleeping. It's collecting data. It's collecting information about the moments that you lived. And you know, by the time you're 3 or 4, you've got this other self, which is a verbal computer, labeling, naming, planning, judging. These are all experiencing selves. And these experiencing selves, the job of the labeler, naming is the origin of all particular things, is to control the selves and teach them to know about each other so that they can use all their faculties easily. If between the ages of 4 and 7, you get a lot of negative feedback, sit down, shut up, you shouldn't have done that, you promised me you're going to do this. You get a lot of negative feedback, you don't like yourself very much. And then you send some of the selves off. You don't really let them all grow up together. So you kind of have to reclaim them. So that's something about dissociation. Now the idea is that stress dissociates people, and dissociation is part of a number of different illnesses. When adults are subjected to very acute stress, they get PTSD. And PTSD is kind of like depression plus dissociation, or the parts of the mind not working together. Part of what makes PTSD so difficult is that flashbacks, unwanted mental activity, moves into consciousness unbidden. When it happens in children, you're profoundly stressed, you get multiple personality disorder, you know, Sybil, people who don't know what they buy in the closet. They meet people and they don't know they talk to them. And that's very extreme. But when children are subjected to chronic stress, what they get is left-right brain dissociation, or basically dissociation of intention from action, so that, or the parts of the self don't work well together. And that's what happens to most people with ADD. This idea about mindfulness and meditation and how do people learn to craft their brain. The umbrella idea here is something called neuro-plasticity. And neuro-plasticity is your ability to create tracks in your brain. Your brain every second is either plumping or pruning neurons. A neuron that gets fired leaves a residue. If you fire the same nerve again, faster than the residue decays, the nerve gets thicker. If you fire it again, shorter than it decays, it gets thinner. So parts of our brain are growing and shrinking all the time. And meditation and esoteric practices are a technique for allowing the left and the right brain to work in synchronicity. Think about 2 rheostats, one that is experience and one that is looming challenges. So this is what I'm in right now, this is what I have to worry about later. So, and 2 levers, and how high is each one? And if you can learn how to manipulate these levers, so you can be in your experience fully, even when there are looming challenges, and yet you can remember what you need to remember. And I'll tell you how I do it later. So that's really what meditation is about, what hypnosis is about, is doing that, allowing you to move those rheostats very easily. What startles me is that the meditation techniques that are most popular in America, there are 2 types. There's TM, which is mantra-based, and there's mindfulness meditation, the instruction of which is watch your thoughts, and if your mind wanders, gently bring your mind back to your breath. Watch your breath, and if your thoughts wander, gently bring your mind back to your breath. These are very advanced meditative techniques. Saying, hi, do this, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm going to show you something in a minute or 2 that I consider to be the simplest possible way to enter trance. It's a multimodal way to do it that involves some sensory imagining. I'm going to do that in just a minute. And Some of these people have been in trance with me before and some not, and maybe we'll ask you to tell them what it felt like. But what trance is useful for? Call it self-hypnosis, call it meditation, call it what you want. It's good for deep relaxation, clearing your mind. You got something to do that you don't want to do that much, but you got to do it anyway. It's a good time to clear your mind. Just turn everything off, get all those preconceptions out of your mind, and go into your body, go into your mind. Okay. Ego state therapy, that's what we're going to do after the trance. That's how the family therapy with the self, the anti-procrastination device. And you also can use it for using your right brain spatial capabilities. It allows, you don't even need it. By the time we get you there, you'll be able to use your spatial abilities just by thinking about them, and that's what we'll do. It's also good for creativity and effortless expression. Anybody who has a project that they have to do, they got to get settled before they start. This is a real good thing to do. Okay, so now I'm ready for you guys. Are you ready, everybody? So the first thing I want you to do is just put your hands on your lap like that. Palms up, all of you. And I want you to all look at me and not look at your hands, but look at me. And while you're not looking at me, I want you to mentally ask yourself, where are my hands? So you're thinking about your hands, but you're not looking at them. And what I want to tell you is that your hands have many, many gazillion, million, trillion neurons, and they're always sending stuff to your brain, all sorts of tingly things. And my hands are buzzing like mad right now. And I'm just, now everybody wants you to practice nodding your head. Can everybody nod your head? That's good. Are any of you feeling your hands a little bit more than usual now as I talk about them? And now, I'm going to move a little bit, but don't you move. So I'm moving back and forth, but what I'm doing is I'm moving my energy, my chi energy, my something or other energy from one hand to the other. So there's a pulsing, a buzzing, a tingling, a fullness that moves from one hand to the other. And it's kind of like this. Now you can nod your heads again, guys, if you're feeling a little something in your hands. Can you feel a little something going back and forth, everybody? That's good. Now close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in through your mouth or your nose. And now you're going to do something we're going to call one-pointed breathing. Everybody knows about that. That's yoga and meditation. You focus your awareness on the sensation of the air as it moves in and out of your body, but you're still noticing your hands. And what's really cool is that a little tiny tendril of your mind keeps your hands going back and forth, and it's really soothing and comfortable, and it kind of takes up your mind real easy, and you're focusing on your breath the way it feels. You see one-pointed breathing, you kind of feel the air as it slides into your body, and you're doing a third thing too. You're listening to me, and my voice is kind of far, far away, soft and soothing, not even recognizable as a separate voice. That's right. So now you're doing three things at once. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to add to this lovely platform that you're already in, the platform of pulsing hands and soothing voice and slow, deliberate breath, now you're going to add a visual pulse. Now, a lot of people like the light at the end of the tunnel. And I like that one, a pulsing light that's a little brighter and a little softer. Sometimes you use a beating heart. Sometimes you use your fingertips, a mental image of the pulsing fingertips. Me, it's the Allman Brothers Light Show. It's been doing that for years. Now, whatever it is, now's the time to hook it up with what you're feeling in your hands. So your hands are pulsing in time to the light, and the light is pulsing in time to your hands, and you can see what you feel, and you can feel what you see, and you can slow it down. Slower and slower and slower until you find a rhythm that is soothing and comfortable for you. That's right. That's right. Part of your mind is aware of the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Part of your mind is aware of your hands, pulsing, soft and soothing. Part of your mind is aware of the visual pulse that matches your hands. And part of your mind can nod your head and say, yes, I am more relaxed than I usually am. And if you're more relaxed than you usually are, just nod your head, everybody. And you always knew how to do this. You didn't know that you knew how to do this. Now that you know how to do this, you can never forget. Henceforth and forevermore, for the rest of your life, whenever you want it, relaxation will be at your fingertips. Think about that phrase. Henceforth and forevermore, for the rest of your life, whenever you want it, relaxation will be at your fingertips and in the palm of your hand. That's right. Now take a minute and review what you've learned. How easy it is to find a place. You might already be wondering all the wonderful things that you can do with this platform. This is your platform. Practice going there. From here, you can integrate yourself. You can use your mind. You can make a safe place. The next thing to do is imagine a place, a waterfall, a beach, a snowy house in the mountains where you can sit and do your exercises if you need to, where you can become better and better at this lovely trance platform. That's right. And when you're ready, count backwards in your own mind from 3 to 2 to 1. And when you say 3, get ready. And when you say 2, open your eyes. And when you say 1, you'll wake up feeling refreshed and relaxed and ready to greet the day. So 3, get ready. Everybody ready? 2, open your eyes. 1, wake up. Okay. Well, anybody feel that they went into a relaxed state of mind up here? Yes, sort of. Anybody out there? Okay, well, we'll take a minute break and then we'll come right back with the next demonstration. Thanks a lot.